prompt to, and I developed this pathway. In this pathway, the fairy godmother gene product stimulates the transcription of the Jack and Gus gene. The stepmother gene product inhibits the action of the Cinderella gene. The Jack and Gus gene inhibit the action of the stepmother gene, and if the Cinderella gene is transcribed, then the prince is met. And so kind of to draw it out and better illustrate this, we can say that the godmother gene activates the gene to make it possible for the Gus and the Jack gene to help Cinderella out. And in the movie, what they do is they lock the stepmother in the room and help Cinderella get the glass slipper so that she can end up with her prince. And so their transcription would effectively inhibit the transcription of the stepmother gene. And the stepmother gene, since she inhibits Cinderella, her inhibition would lead to Cinderella meeting and activating the prince gene. And so again, the stepmother typically would inhibit the Cinderella gene, but since we have Gus and the Jack gene effective, she's also going to be inhibited, and so Cinderella is going to end up with her Prince Charming, and they're going to end up together forever. And so to look at this through a biological perspective, we know that DNA methylation is a biological process by which methyl groups are added to the DNA molecule. Methylation can change the activity of the DNA segment without changing the sequence. When located in a gene promoter, DNA methylation typically acts to repress gene transcription. And so specifically, DNA methyltransferase can inhibit the transcription of certain genes. And this is just one way that we can biologically inhibit a gene. And so we can look at it in terms of the relationship between the Jack and Gus and the stepmother gene. The Jack and Gus can inhibit and repress the transcription of the stepmother gene, either by acting directly as a methyltransferase or by promoting it. And so through DNA methylation, which is when methylated sequences attract deacetylases to further repress transcription, since deacetylases remove acetyl groups from the histone tails. And so in this case, the Jack and Gus gene would repress the expression of the stepmom gene by preventing its transcription. And so if we had a mutation in which the stepmother gene is removed, then what would happen is that we could take her out of this pathway and we would no longer have this inhibition of the Cinderella gene. And so Cinderella would end up with her Prince Charming no matter what. And so while we still have these genes present, their actions are not necessary because we have removed the inhibition from this stepmother. But if we had a double mutation in which the fairy godmother and the Jack and Gus gene are removed, then Cinderella does not meet the prince because the stepmother gene is not inhibited. And therefore she inhibits the Cinderella gene. And so if these two are effectively removed, then we can completely take them out. And there is nothing inhibiting or keeping the stepmother from inhibiting Cinderella. And so Cinderella would not end up with her prince. Thank you. And that is all.